I can feel my phone getting warm. I gotta plug it in. So Robin dropped her fucking phone right into the lake yesterday, and we found it. It's on the live. I started going fast, and all of a sudden she goes, "Oh shit!" And I seen out the corner of my eye, and I almost gave up because she's got a greenish phone cover, and I thought it would look exactly like, but under the water, it was probably 12 foot deep. You can see a little pebble on the bottom. And we did about 3 swipes back and forth, and on the last one, I was gonna give up, and her friend seen it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And it was so vibrant, so we actually recovered the phone.
Third time lucky. Good job. Is it going to work again though?
No,
Because some of these iPhones, some of these newer phones are waterproof, aren't they? But
well, if she would have I took it apart right away, blew it off, and set it there. It was on. But if she would have left it alone, turned it off, brought it home, dried it. Yeah, so that's what happened. She tried using it because she wanted to keep taking pictures, you know?
Yeah, they say if you find it like that, getting it straight into the rice. Don't touch it. Don't press buttons. Get it in the rice. All right, Des. Good to see you.
But it was all broken up and shit anyway, so she needed
time for a new one then.
Yeah. But it just shows how clear that water is, you know. You drop any phone in any other lake in 12 foot of water, you're never finding it. Yes, sir.
You wait. You need it. Four cans of beer, and I put my fucking headphones on, and I'm going to put Carter on. Nice. You have a nice time. Yeah, definitely. Enjoy. Your free time. Yeah, Lloyd. We'll have to go up with the gate. Because, I'll tell you why. Trade done. You know where it worked me? Cooking. Yeah. Fucking nutcase. Go on. I'm not a nutcase anymore. I'm old and suave and sophisticated. My days are finished. Come on.
Hey, what did I tell you about that? You can lie to yourself and you can lie to your friends, but keep it real between us, okay?
I don't have to lie to people, mate. I tell the truth. See, face, what do you want to know?
That's right.
I don't want to know nothing. Nothing at all.
Whatever you want to know, I don't have to lie to anybody.
We've got nothing to hide, bro.
Don't lie to him, he doesn't lie to me.
That's right. That's how we go.
Live the dream, mucker. You live in the most fantastic place in the world. Yeah. And you're on the evening.
In a bit, mate. You see what Budweiser does for you?
Hey, shit happens every day, you know?
Good God.
That's why I try not to have too many swallers here and there.
He's been here an hour or so. However, he was just here not long before you asked me to join the live, and he's sunk 6 cans. The pint cans. He's done 6 of them while he's been here, and it comes up to about here on me. It's only a little thing.
Well, they're usually the most spunky, no?
Yeah, exactly.
I had a buddy. Every fucking time we went out, we would end up in a fight because of his fucking mouth. And it was like, God damn. So after a while, it ended up being people would just acknowledge the fact that he's gonna run his fucking mouth, you know, and then the fighting would die off. But you'd get around a certain group that, you know, just like prison, there's always gonna be that one guy to test you. And it's like
Exactly.
I remember the last time I was in the bar with him, and I kept telling the guy, "Don't, he's harmless, don't worry about it." And then he started going at me, this other guy. And then I was like, well, and what I had done is we were drinking out of these mugs. And this was a pretty big dude, but he just said the wrong, because I had been drinking too, you know. But I tried to talk us out of it at all costs. And finally, I ended up with just the handle of that mug in my hand. But, you know,
Yeah. And that's what my little mates are like. He's like it. And my
yeah,
mate that's now the ashes of my friend up there, he's been to jail for attempted murder. He was a fucker. And this little mate here, he's a convicted armed robber. He's done
yeah.
quite a few years pen as well for armed robbery and things. So now that we're all older though, these were all in our twenties
Well,
and
you can
things,
laugh about it, right?
know.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's funny.
That's right. And that's why we're still, because we're old school, we've still got old school principles,
Hell yeah.
loose lip sync ships, all, we're just fucking old school and that's it.
Yeah.
Not everyone appreciates that though, do they, bro?
No, and you know, that's where I get heartfelt about all the people that I could have been that way are dead or they're still in the bullshit. So either way, they're all dead to me.
Yeah.
You know, other than the older people that are always 10, 20 years older than me. But even those people I've seen, they've turned to the system and they're all about money. So they're going to cut your neck over a dollar bill anyway.
Oh, you
And
better believe it. You
it's like,
better
what
believe
the
it.
fuck, man?
Because
What?
listen, if the money comes secondary, if you're of the world, you're already duplicitous anyway. You're already acting two kinds of way anyway, because you can't be of one and not the other.
Yeah.
You're only one or the other. You're either worldly or you're not.
Yeah.
Then that's it. And that's the trouble with this world. 95, 6% of people are worldly because they don't know anything else. They don't know
Yeah.
there's another way.
Yeah, it's fucked. And you could talk till you're blue in the face and they still won't,
Yeah,
they still are hung on a different notion that they've been
of
lied about
course.
too.
Of course, brother, they would fight with their life, their last dying breath, for their belief, such
Yeah.
as it's so strong,
Yeah.
without actually knowing the facts.
Yeah, and you know what? My ex-wife is that way exactly because she believes she's right. And it's like, wow. You know,
Mm.
there's so many people that think they're right because they've followed the wrong notion. And you know what? The part about her for me is her whole family doesn't have that view. However, they're so solid of a persons that they backed her up even though she was wrong. And that
Mhm,
fucking killed my spirit.
mhm.
But it is what it is. And I would do the same for my daughter. Although behind the scenes, I would take my daughter and say, look at this is what it is. And they didn't do that part. So fuck them. Fuck them all.
And that's what
Yeah.
separates the wheat from the chaff, my boy. That is exactly that, because you
And
can understand
that's,
for what's right or you're not. It's as simple as that. It doesn't
yeah.
matter how it affects or who it affects. You've got to stand for what's right. And if
Yeah.
those are not in that line, they have to say sorry and come to the right side. It's that easy.
Yeah.
Own, own your mistake. Say you're fucked up and put it right. Dead easy.
Yeah.
But that's where the
Yeah.
problem lies.
Yeah. People are too hell bent to chastise their little initiative. It's crazy. And this is the world we live in today. I couldn't imagine to have the same notions and have all the money in the world, hey? How much good could a person actually do? And how come there's not anybody out there doing that?
By design. Yeah, listen. You think Bill Gates and Elon Musk rubbed heads? They couldn't just flatten all debt. They could resolve everything. They could buy the countries. They could
Yeah.
do everything together. They're not allowed to. We have to yearn to be after them and be like them and of their kind. Idolatry, you see, taking
Right.
us away from what we really are.
Isn't that something? If I had even if I had a couple $1,000,000, I could start a new business and employ a bunch of people to work, but I would only get people that wanted to do that work. That way they would never feel as if they were working.
That's
And
right.
then I
Happy
would
to
give
come.
them all a share in it to where they own the business they were working for.
That's right.
But nobody does that
No.
because it's designed to not be able to do that.
Well, because any margin that they're profiting from and maximising, they want it to themselves. They don't want to share the wealth. You start sharing the wealth and giving workers shares in companies, that's given them far too much power. You must be joking. Suppose they don't want to come in all next Monday. They all decide to have next Monday off on
Well,
us
and
because
that's
of
the other side because now all of a sudden you've given someone who you thought was representable something to stand on and they jumped off the fucking cliff because they didn't know how to handle something like that.
exactly that, brother. Because of the correct training hasn't been implemented. We haven't been set up correctly. We're all set up to fail by this system, not
Yeah,
to
and it
thrive.
starts just like a puppy, right? If you give that dog a smack on the ass at the right time, you will only ever have to smack that dog that one time.
That's right.
But we're passing them stages. Just like I yell at my woman about raising my daughter in such a way. Now there's no correct way, there's no book on how to do it, but there's things that you learn and my son and my daughter are night and day in those categories.
And that's what I was talking to you about when we was on that camping live. I says to you, I've raised my daughters one way and I've raised my sons another way.
Yeah.
Although comparatively, figuratively speaking, essentially the kind of the same, but there's definite differences because you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
treat them the same
Yeah.
because they are night and day. The girls are far more advanced than the boys, for start off.
Well, girls think illogically and men think logically.
Yeah,
If a car gets into a crash, a man wants to go over there real quick and grab the car and flip it off the people that are under it. A woman wants to scream and shout and get somebody to come over there to flip the car over. And
yeah,
that's
call
just the way it is.
911.
I mean,
Yeah.
not to 100%, but basically that's what it is.
Well, in the very beginning, when allegedly man was created, then the woman, because the woman is the helpmeet. She is there to cry for help. We are the help. We, as you say, we turn the car over. They shout us to alert us to let us know that it needs doing.
Yeah. But now they come up with all these chemicals and drugs so women can grow a beard and gain muscle and all these fictitious things that they're trying to do. Grow human hearts out of pigs and all this craziness.
It's because the Baphomet that they all worship is they see as divine androgyne, which is
Yeah. Phone call.
the red button. It's I don't even know how it's got through. It's a wrong number,
Mhm.
and so that's why I'm not even answering it.
Yeah. I get calls all day like that text I sent you the other day. How much money do you need? We'll send it now. I need fuck all, you fuck. Get out of here.
That's
Four
right.
four times a day I get those.
hmm And you know, so the absolutely disgusting thing behind that is that they rely upon you accepting a loan from them and to get into commerce with you because they've had to pay for your details to approach you.
Yeah. That's why
So who's
9 times out of 10 I say, "How do you get my fucking information and go fuck yourself?"
exactly exactly where does this information come from? How do you know who I am? How have you got my number and what's going on here? Who is spreading my information?
Or I will try to sell them some sort of insurance or I'll tell them to kick their boss in the nuts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine it. I've been in debt before. I borrowed money from a friend of mine, and it was the worst feeling I ever had in my life.
Oh, yeah, definitely. To be in somebody's pocket, you must be joking. And my mate who just left Paul, he'll tell you I'm fucking fiercely independent. I will not be in a man's pocket. You must be joking.
No.
Because it's the worst feeling.
You know, and that particular friend, I really thought I was fucking like this with. And dollar bills split us apart. And I'll tell you the story once you're here, but it's unbelievable. Mankind is missing a certain connection and they need it back or it's going to be
Yeah.
fucking it's not
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah, they've managed to switch off the kind in mankind.
Yeah. Well, they've accentuated the kind to help their further their cause, hey? There's this kind and there's that kind, so be aware.
And that's what Paul just said. We all want to be individual. I said, yes, that's fair enough. But where does your strength come? In numbers.
Yeah.
You stand alone and they'll pick you off. You ain't nothing on your own.
Yeah. And you know, I one thing that gives me hope is to see certain people that think similarly of all creed, you know,
And that's right. Again,
because
mankind. We're just mankind.
yeah, and that's where I hate when I see these fucking ad libs, and that's why I'm not afraid to tell people about my tattoos and shit. It's they're so hell bent on being right all the fucking time that it fucks up the whole point of it all. You know, nobody is original for one thing. We
Oh,
can
God.
we can strive to be. We can strive to be our best person, but there's always going to be the rhetoric to try to knock us down.
Oh,
Always.
you bet it. Oh,
And that's where a thick skin comes in, hey, to try to deviate from this fucking vicious loop we're in.
you've got to stand strong. You've got to have the breastplate of armor. You know, the helmet of salvation, the fucking belt buckle of knowledge, and the steadfast boots, and all of these things are prophesied. And if you've not got them, you will be rolled over, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah. And that's where the younger people really need to choose the crowds that they put themselves in. You have to. When I was in prison, I sat down at a table. I was 22, I was freshly in prison. And I sat down at this table, whom later on I realized it was three lifers. There were four-man tables. And there was three lifers there, all in for murder. And I sat down at that table because I didn't give a fuck. I felt like a lifer. That's how I did my bit, like a lifer, because I was young and dumb and full of it, right? So the guy looks at me and he says, always know who you're around, right? And that's all he really said. And I just ate my I was just sitting down to eat a meal. I didn't give a fuck about none of that. How about I smash you with this tray? Was my thought.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was trying to teach me something, hey.
But he knew that he knew anyway because he's been that age.
Yeah. So for me to go and be put in those situations where people were me 20, 30 years ago is the only way I was able to open my eyes. Because I was
Mm,
trying to kill myself since I fucking could think anyway. And so he said, know who you're around at all times, especially in here. He was, is what he was trying to preach to me. And
Especially.
I didn't get it right at that moment, but as I thought about it, it was very true, and it carried everything in there that I've learned carries over to being outside. You know, you
Well,
got to know.
do you know why? Because when you're in an institution like that, when a man is making life critical decisions daily, and you
Yes.
know, and it runs deep in you, and the longer you are in there making those life critical decisions daily, the longer it stays with you. And
Well,
then when
and
you
the
come,
thing is, you're in a confined space, so out here
yeah,
you get away with more.
that's what I'm saying. So when you come out here, then you meet all these Nancy's that are all just mouth and no trousers. It's difficult for us to then to accept them for how they are, because had they have been in the situation that we've just come from, they would have been finished. They would have
Yeah,
been
well,
drawing last breath. You know,
they grew up in maybe a coddled, unbeknownst bubble, for lack of
yeah,
better.
yeah, fully protected.
And that's how the majority is swayed one way or another because they are in a bubble. Hey, this
Yeah,
protection, this fear of the unknown, and all the other things.
that's right. The acronym of fear for each a role.
I hate how people are fearful for no
Mhm.
apparent reason at all other than someone else's words.
Face everything and rule.
Yeah,
Oh. For each a religion.
100%.
Mhm. Forget everything and remain. Fallen empires are ruling.
Yeah. Well, I got one good thing though. I am losing my mind, so pretty soon I'll just not care about anything, hey? Okay, bread,
Okay.
breakfast.
So the research that I've done and the things that I've read and looked into, when we have these such things in our mind, which can later on in life we hear of older people that have Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, these types of things, like ours has just died from. It's all from our bodies being contaminated with heavy metals.
Yeah.
And these, like we see these microparticles of plastics and everything
Well,
like that. We have the
that's
same metal. That's why we have, yes, exactly, aluminium. And we have iron in our blood and all these things, you know. And so when we have these heavy metals that have stuck up in the cavity up here, there is, if you look into it and look for it, there's a protocol that we can do to cleanse ourselves and
I
help
know.
ourselves from this ailment that's introduced into ourselves through what we eat and drink.
I know. It's 100% what we ingest.
Of course it is, bro. You
However,
know.
I don't know what I 100% think, well, 99% think that whatever this bug that they introduced to the world has a lot to do with what happened to myself. Because there's more and more people, but they're putting a lid on it. They're not letting the information get out. They're controlling narratives. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you get to the root of it if they're not even trying to find what's going on?
Well, they don't want to speak out against it, do they? How smart is this nanotech? What are
No,
these frequency towers for? How are these frequency towers interacting with people that's got this nanotech within them?
yeah, yeah, it's definitely a bunch of things that are going on that are disrupting life.
Well, growing up, when there's quite a lot of rioting around here. That we grew up with the war in Northern Ireland and stuff like that. A lot of our troops got sent there defending, and they do a lot of crowd dispersals, and they would use big fire trucks, and they got the hose on the top, and it like a water cannon, and it would spray at the crowd and disperse
Yeah.
the crowds. A high pressure water cannon, knock you off your feet.
Oh yeah.
Now they come with a snatch Land Rover with a satellite on the top, and it emits a frequency.
Really?
And the frequency makes you feel like your head's going to pop off. It makes you run away.
No shit. Because we've already ingested all the chemicals they could give us.
You know,
And
and
as
that,
we deplete them, they give us more.
and that's what our tax monies go to. These institutions, NASA, Lockheed Martin, all these places that are running this technology is to control us.
Well,
It's
and they've
not.
been,
It's not for war or for our benefit. It's so they can get a handle on us.
and ever since they started the cloud seeding, the environment's been getting more and more uh how do you say it's more volatile.
Well, that was patented in the 50s. If you look at Patent
I know it.
House,
I know it.
and it's HARP, HWRP, the way they manipulate the weather. NASA has the machine that creates the cloud.
Oh yeah, they've been able to do different things for a long time. Just like
Yeah,
hailstorms and shit. They've been able to disperse hailstorms with a frequency as well.
yeah, with like fucking ice balls this size.
Yeah.
Devastation. That's not hailstone. They're smashing cars to pieces, and buildings and limbs off trees are coming down with these things
Yeah.
hitting them.
Well, they can eradicate. They learned about that by trying to save the crops from being demolished by these hailstorms. And all it
Hmm.
is a big horn that shoots fucking energy up into the air.
That's right.
It's crazy.
And it's all frequency.
Yeah, just imagine all the things we don't know about that they know.
And it's
That's
all military. It's all military. And
yeah.
that's why we're known as civilian. You're either militant combatant or you're civilian. And
Yeah.
that, and
And that's why
that's why you have your civil rights or your
that's why we
human
got
rights.
0 viewers right now.
Oh, they've left us. We've left them. We've probably left them in a puddle of what the fuck are these pair talking about?
Yeah, exactly. They're doing it to the other Andy right now. They shut his channel down on him. He's getting no viewers anymore. It's no freedom of speech in the world anymore.
Yeah, I've seen him on there 2 days ago bitching about it. He's gone from having 50,000 comments or whatever, a
Yeah,
trillion
yeah,
comments down to
yeah,
literally 12. He's like,
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Gone from tens of thousands to
yeah. You
6.
you can't just say anything. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
And especially if you're looking to make money on it, that's where it
yeah.
affects them. It, you're not gonna. It's crazy.
It's since I've been on there with him. I hope you don't blame me. It's
No,
since I've been in here with you. They don't like me talking truth with anybody.
I ain't on there for them anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah, you're damn right. I seem to bring out the worst in people when it comes to truth. I let them flow, baby, and they look at how many times they strike my channel and shit. I can't do jack shit.
Yeah. No, it's all a big fuck fest, and we're all the ones getting fucked. Unless you're in the club, it's us and them. And the sooner people wake up to that notion, the better we'll be. But I haven't high hopes. All I know is I'll take care of me and mine, and that'll be that.
Me too, brother.
So
Listen, we're not all meant to make it. We're not all gonna make it. Who wants to come into a new world with and still full of shitheads? You don't want that. Otherwise, what's the point in fucking going through all of this? If we're going to come through the end of this, we want good, righteous, honourable people at the other end that are going to stand for what's right, look after children, don't have them raped, pillaged, and plundered, and live a life of absolutely thriving instead of just surviving.
can you imagine a world where you wake up happy, you enjoy a good meal, you talk to your people, you go to sleep, and you do it all over again?
You know? And you've not had to lock your door, you've not had to brandish a weapon.
It's crazy. You don't have to struggle for 80% of your life. You don't have to struggle to make a dollar bill to pay for something you shouldn't have to pay for anyway. What?
Exactly. with a currency that ain't worth jack shit. Because
Well,
they've even fucking stole that as well.
it's a notion, is all.
It's a belief, exactly. It's a religion. Money is a religion. It's a belief system because it ain't worth jack shit.
No, and it'll make you do things that you wouldn't have otherwise done. What the
For
fuck?
money is not the root of all evil, but the pursuance.
Yeah. Fictitious fucking ways of life that are beyond
And that's where it
beyond
starts
means.
with the fictitious entity, the birth certificate. This whole life that we live, we are duplicated by that piece of paper. And they want us to think that we are that piece of paper. That's why we identify as that piece of paper. Please use it as identification. How the fuck am I ever going to be a piece of paper? How can I identify as a piece of paper? You want me to
Well,
identify as a pink flamingo?
everybody's doing it, so you should do it too. Everybody's doing it. You
It
don't
even says
understand.
on the birth certificate clearly states, warning, this is not evidence of identity.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is it then?
Mhm.
It's a fictitious entity and we're all duped by that language.
You only know what you've been told.
That's right. You don't know what you don't know.
You've been told your name is Andy, but you don't know for sure.
I have a common calling and that's it. And I have nothing attached to me, nothing that I own.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I'm called Andrew, commonly known as Andy.
Yeah.
It's a holy Christian given calling.
You can't even be sure your father was your father or your mother was your mother, but that's what you've been told.
Even though you was there.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Crazy.
So
That's why
you can't believe your own eyes.
it's wild how you can ask these, like my kids, when they were younger, they would say these just crazy things that made sense. Hey, why is that? But then they forget and they can't remember. It's all strange, really. It's all quite strange.
And that's why they call it your formative years up until the age of 7, because you're in a fresh format.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in truth, you're in the innocence, you're in the state of lamb, as it says in the Bible. That sweet innocence.
Yeah.
Say what you see, kind of shit. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah. We are the aliens.
Mhm. You are damn right we are. We're all alienated from our God given inalienable rights. And the
Yeah.
sooner that we know that, and the sooner we invoke that to any civil servant or public servant, stand them on their fiduciary capacity of which they are salaried for, this world would change overnight. But people don't know their own power. They
Yeah.
think that the other side has the authority.
Well,
They only have they only have the authority that we give them.
they've been taught to be scared.
That's right.
And that's why my heart cries every time I hear a child act that way. And it's like, oh my God, and I want to slap their parents. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
We should have just kept this on Discord. YouTube don't want us to share our thoughts and feelings all up in our fee-fees today.
fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. I'll be right back.
You do what a boy gotta do. Damn YouTube. Princess, good to see you, sister. Hope you're well if you're still in.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a beach fire tonight. Oh,
Sounds good.
yeah. We'll have a beach fire probably. Who knows? We'll see. I've been up since the crack. I didn't get to sleep till later either, but my daughter's been staying up late and getting up early, and she's going to have a hard time when it comes time for school. It's too bad we can't homeschool. I mean, we could, but I don't know that. I don't know. I just don't know.
Mhm. Well, I home educated, so for each to our own.
Yeah.
Lucy was home educated. She fucking loved it. But there you go.
Yeah. It's there's a fine line there because their government has their hands so deeply into that shit, and it's like, and at the same time I met a lot of good people going through school, and I would hate to take that part away because
Exactly.
I
The
see some
social
of these.
aspect. There is the social aspect, but however, with schooling as they are these days, with gender neutral bathrooms and all the ideology they're pumping through and the lies they perpetuate, and goodness knows, it just scares me to fucking death. And
Yeah,
you've got to undo all of that years down the road of
well, that's where I've started off in the right place because my kids definitely will not see that way. They will see it for what it is.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid of that
Yeah,
part of it, but it's just a fucking goofy time.
yeah. All my other kids went through the schooling system and they all done well and thrived and got good results and all of that stuff and gone on to do well, but it's not the be all and end all that we've been shown.
Right. That is an engine in one of these boats on the Lake Superior here.
Yeah, it's a big boat.
Yeah. I was trying to show it. Oh, there we go. That's right out in front of my house.
Yeah, what's that carrying or oil or something? Yeah.
Ore, iron ore. And that's where you talk about high iron. This all the rocks around here are a reddish hue because it's all iron. This is an iron area. There's so many tannins and iron in our water that we have to treat it out the well. And I don't know how Lake Superior can be so big and so deep and so clear, but yet 50 feet away we drill a well and it's all salt water. It's crazy.
Probably because of the filtration of the land,
Yeah.
the sediment of the soil and the land.
I mean, it's just once you get down under that bedrock, it's just big salt aquifers down there. Detroit, Michigan is one of the biggest salt deposits under the city ever, and people that live there don't even realize that. There's an entrance that to go in there. They used to sell it for table salt and everything. Now they only use it for the roads.
Yeah, sodium. Yeah, they built mother car factories on the top of it.
Yeah.
Now look at it, desolate.
Yeah. It's crazy. And we can't even show a station on TV without getting X-nayed on the YouTube because the rights are someone else's, I guess. I don't know. That's like
Oh,
radio too. You can't listen to radio and play YouTube because whatever
that's
the
right.
fuck.
Like so, the music doesn't belong to the radio either. So how does it all work?
Yeah.
Money. So even in a place of work, if you want to play the radio, you're meant to have a license to play the radio at work in this country. I'm not sure about yours.
No.
If there's more than so many people and all this kind of criteria, it's absolutely crazy.
No, but if you're at a bar, you have to pay. The bar owner has to pay a certain amount of money to have cover bands and stuff come in. It's fucking obnoxious. Because heaven forbid you play some Black Sabbath in there, and someone says, "Hey, They played Black Sabbath and they didn't get 4 pennies for it.
Yeah. It all comes back to the same one word, brother: gluttony.
Yeah.
How many millions can one man have? You know and oh yes, he when he died, he left 11 million to charities. Well, why didn't he do that while he was living, the motherfucker? Why didn't he make a difference today? Why has he had to wait until all these years? And why do you need all that riches? What do you store not your riches for this world? It says in my book.
Because when you pass on, there's a certain amount of tax you got to pay, and if you give a bunch to charity, then you don't have to give it to the
Exactly,
man.
exactly. But they haven't been told how to put it into trust.
Oh, I bet he's got that too. But when you got so much, you got to give all the fractions a piece.
Oh, yeah, the big wigs, but I'm talking about just the general man, worked all of his life and saved up all of his life, whatever he's got, every damn dime. And then you have to pay an inheritance tax on that. You would have been taxed on the income.
Yeah, and then you're treated like a criminal. And then if they
Yeah,
give it to you, they're going to tax you on that too.
exactly.
So I don't know how it works there, but if I get Social Security, I will get it forever, and then I will be able to move to wherever I want and still collect that. Is that the same as there?
Well, here, if you get it, it's not necessarily forever, but you have to meet certain criteria and go for, maybe annual checkups and things like that, and see if you've got any change of circumstances.
Yeah.
Your change of circumstances are monitored regularly.
Yeah.
You could probably move one city to the next, but you have to reset it all up again, change all of your shit again, restart a new cycle of claim and go
So
like
you
that.
couldn't go to a new country and still collect? No.
No,
Yeah. It's
you've got to
off.
be you've got to be residential.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I've paid in all my life, and I've got people coming here now from other countries without no paperwork. They've been put up in 5-star hotels with 3 meals a day, wearing designer clothes, carrying the latest mobile phone,
Yeah.
and moving around in BMWs while I'm sitting waiting for an operation.
Yeah. It's the same here. And that's why we're pushing, and people are adopting our ideals too. Get these mother truckers out of here and give the people what they deserve. Fuck all the bullshit.
Well, if you look on the interwebs at the moment, my country is up in arms. Certain big cities around the country at the moment, people are standing together. They're coming out and standing up in arms to push these people who shouldn't be here back to where they've came from because
Yeah.
of the heinous crimes that they're committing while they're here. They're
Yeah.
rape, pillaging, and plundering. The local women and girls aren't safe. School
Yeah.
children have been attacked in the parks by these people, and goodness knows.
Yep. This is a ripple effect of everything going on. As
It's the
there as
government.
it is here and everywhere else.
The governments are doing it. Your government's doing it. My government's doing it. And I say yours and mine. I mean the ones of yours and mine country.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not my fucking government. I'm
No.
absolutely sick of them, and I'm ashamed by them. I'm ashamed by any politician.
No.
There's not one of them that's good. There's not one of them that hasn't sworn an oath of allegiance to their little society and their little gang and club, which they benefit from. They are
Yeah.
all cocksuckers. They all need line up against the wall.
Yep. And that's why I can't stress enough that that's why Donald Trump, who wasn't a politician, got in there to begin with. And then people were like, well, wait a minute. And so they got him out of there with help of a corrupt government. But then
The
we
trouble is,
got him
though,
back in there.
yeah, but he knows the truth as well. He knows the truth in his heart that he's up there just fucking playing a party, and he's putting up the wall as well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knows the truth. Those people, those elite, they know what they're doing. They know the effect. They know what's what. They all just want control. They're all playing their part.
As
They
long
all
as
want to
he's
put up the wall.
pissing on a one of them, I'll back him. That's all I can hope for. Because at this point,
I
it's
hear,
moot.
I do hear you, brother, and I'd like to feel that what you're saying is truth, but I know in my heart that it isn't, because if he doesn't do what is said and told, he'll have his face shot off like anybody else.
Well, and he almost had. That was a good shot. It was right
and
here. It was
right
right
here.
here.
Yeah, exactly. And all that BS. So it's just the whole world is a stage. Just know it.
Trust me, the first time I seen that video, I was like, he fucking man, is he good. Man.
He plays a great part.
I thought he set it up himself. But you just don't know. It's crazy.
You're not allowed to think and say these things. No wonder we've got no one in their damn house.
Yeah. The truth hurts.
Doesn't it just? And that's what this beast system is, just like one big fucking scab, and here we are to expose it, the dirty bitches.
Yeah. There's no one side is better than the other. That's for goddamn sure.
No, of course there isn't. They're both wings of the same bird. They all pecking away at us and taking what's ours, and they're living fat off the hog, and they don't give two fucks.
And here comes the vicious circle again. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's got to be a point where these fuckers. Oh, yeah, there's iron ore and there's coal. That's what they're hauling on these things. Where's the button? This broad's standing up there talking about it.
That's how come I'm being born, because my grandfather, after the Second World War, he was a Scotsman from Glasgow. He's a paratrooper. And after the war, they migrated down from Scotland to England to be a coal miner.
Right. I mean, it's big. It was big business, and that's how everything was ran for eons. And now they're trying to say they're going to tell us the truth and bring back solar and all these ways to get to power the world without the coal and the oil.
They
Uh,
know that
no.
we've got a fucking electromagnetic ether. They know this. They're just fucking raping everything out of us.
Yeah, but it will never be able to power things in the capacity that oil and coal does.
Not the commercial side, you see, but on the private side, absolutely. But they should be taxing and collecting revenue from commerce for using those utilities, but not us in the private. And that's
Right.
what the trouble is. Because the government has created the person is the fictitious entity, and that's why they keep getting charged through utilities and taxes and things like a business. We've got to
Right.
stand up and say we're not businesses. We are the sole proprietor of this fucking trust.
Yeah.
Nothing else, nothing more. Who are you?
Yeah, it's craziness.
Know thyself.
Right.
And that's what all my seminars and speeches have been for in my country, to help man know who he is and push back this fucking system and its fictitious entities with its fictitious language. Legalese, all them letters you get sent, they're all legalese, disguised as English. Who's it addressed to?
People just need to learn to fucking live with less for a while and stop feeding into the fucking never ending cycle of shit.
That's what it is.
But they can't help themselves because they're creature of fucking
Stop,
disgust.
stop signing up for debt. If you stop signing up for debt, it would sort things out. Stop fucking
Period.
accepted credit. It's not credit, it's fucking debt. Stop signing up for it.
Don't
That's how
use
you
a
do it.
bank. Don't use a
No,
bank and throw your credit cards right in the trash, whether you owe on them or not. Fuck them.
and you're damn right.
And
Trade levy
watch.
and barter. If we trade levied and bartered like the good old days, there's jack shit they can do.
If everyone did it today, tomorrow would be a different, better day. Sure, it might be a little bit hard for a while, but people would adapt and overcome, and we'd get rid of this fucking bullshit system that's got us all in chains.
Well, if I come and done works for you next week and you was really happy with what I'd done for you for the week and you gave me a chicken and a duck, how can you tax me on
I can say, well, you got to give me 2 eggs next week.
that? And
And
I
we'll
would say if you that would be a bonus if you get them because we can't guarantee they're going to lay, can we now? Now
right.
I'll see you next week and I'll see you
Well, it's
toddling off
too
then with
bad I
nothing
gave
as
you a
well.
rooster, two roosters.
That's right.
You
Listen,
know, they
that's when you
make some of this nanotechnology out of burnt chicken feathers. Burnt chicken feathers create some sort of fiber, nanofiber that when compressed together is harder than steel, I'm told. I may be off on that a little bit, but there's something about that.
I can say that's the first I've heard, but I'm not surprised in this world by anything anymore.
Right. It's been a couple of years since I heard that, so I might be off a little bit, but something to do with burnt chicken feathers. You could look up on that.
That part wouldn't surprise me. Like KFC, it can't be called chicken because they've got these factories where they breed the meat, and these things have got no feathers, no beaks, and no feet because it makes it cheaper and easier when it comes to the slaughter process.
Well, you know, there's people out there that have never tasted their own garden tomato.
That's right.
It's crazy. And they taste nothing like a store-bought tomato at all.
No.
Your worst garden tomato from your own garden will taste 50 times better than anything you can buy in a store. And I don't care if it says fucking
That's not.
special words on it either. Organic or whatever the fuck they try to portray. I think as soon as it starts getting cold out, I'm gonna go try and finish that other apartment. But I need to get out there and start milling up some lumber. As soon as it starts getting cold here again in the next 2 months, I'm gonna start working on my other apartment.
Oh, on your apartment. Okay, bro. Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm gonna let you go because they're starting to sketch out our video, and I'll hook back up with you in a little while.
Do that.
All
Switch
right.
in a bit.